Our first hymn tonight is number 80, which is you could have the worst day imaginable, and then you get met by that big bundle of fur, or a little one come to that, and you know that you're never going to be alone as long as you've got him, you know. So I thought that was appropriate tonight. Tonight is our Animal Sunday. Sorry, I'm back. Tonight is our Animal Sunday, and our medium tonight in church is Lady Bain and Bodie. I don't know what Bodie does for his star term, but
We'll find out.
And online we've got waiting in the wings Martin Quigley for the online service. So welcome to everybody who's watching online. I now ask Lainey to open in prayer for us, and this will be followed by the Lord's Prayer.
Okay, so this is Bodie. She's 7 months old, 3 parts Chihuahua and 1 part Maltese Terrier. The opening prayer I'm going to do this evening, because it is an animal day today. You can't see online, but we've got a little Jack Russell over here called Dag, and he's completely sprawled. It's quite funny. So if you'd like to, in the chat of the church, but also online, it's just getting your quiet space. Close your eyes and send out your love and your healing. And I'll say this prayer, written by Dr. Albert Schweitzer. Hear our humble prayer, O God, for our friends, the animals, especially for animals who are suffering, for animals who are overworked, underfed and cruelly treated, for all wistful creatures in captivity that beat their wings against bars, for any that are hunted or lost.
Well, sorry about that, friends. I think we might have lost the church there by the looks of it. Let's what we'll do. Let's go to the Lord's Prayer that we have here, and then Martin, if you're okay, I'll ask you to open in prayer after that. Let's see what we've got here. There we go.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen.
Okay, friends. So we're in uncharted territory now. We'll go to Martin for the opening prayer, Martin, and then we'll do a little bit of healing, and then we'll get straight on with the address, shall we?
Good evening, guys. If you'd like to join me in the opening prayer. Divine Spirit, Father God, as we all gather this evening, may the two worlds join together for a short space of time to prove the existence of life after life, but most of all, everlasting love. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Martin. Okay, friends, if you've got any names for healing tonight, if you could put those into the comments, what we'll do is a very short healing prayer. I do have the Healing Vesper available as well, so we'll play that out afterwards. But if you could put some names into the chat there, and I will very quickly and seamlessly navigate to the Facebook page to see what names we had sent over earlier. There we go. Lots of names on our list tonight. Okay, friends, send those in on your comments, and let's send out some prayers and some healing for the people that we name tonight. Martine, Graham, Edith, Mia's daughter, Julie West, Vic, Linda, Pat Eames, Jacqueline Ann Forrester, and your mum, May, and daughters Katrina and Ria, Sheena, Bill, Lewis, and Harris, Shirley and Trevor, Jeanette's daughter Daisy, and let's send healing to anyone that's named in books around the world, in healing books at churches and online as well. Let's have a minute's silence to send out that healing thought. And of course, Vanda, Fiona, healing to Vanda. And then we will play the Healing Vesper. Okay, lovely. Well, it's been a little while since we've had internet problems, isn't it, friends? So I guess we'll reduce some. Luckily, we've still got Martin here, so we'll have to do without Peter's Bible reading tonight. And unfortunately, I haven't prepared anything because that's Peter's job. So we'll do without the Bible reading, but we've still got Martin for the address and some clairvoyance. And we have Frank's cards at the end of the session as well. So let's go over to Martin. Martin, are you okay to start a little bit earlier with an address?
Of course, mate, no problem.
Yeah, thanks so much.
No problem. Well, good evening, everyone. I see Chris Gill. Hi, Chris. Pat Ames, who I know in person, and many other names I've seen on here in the past. And everyone new. Good evening to you all. I didn't really know about the animal thing tonight in church, but something personal to me. We got 3 dogs over here, and even barking this evening. They're downstairs. 1 baby Rottweiler, not so baby anymore, and 2 boxers and 2 parrots. So very much an animal household. So for the address tonight, I've sent it around a few of the churches over the past probably 4 or 5 months. And it's basically, I want to leave you a little bit of food for thought at the end of it. And many of you will often wonder that your loved ones who have passed to the spirit side of life, are they still the same? You know, are they still up to their old tricks? You know, are they the person I love? I just want to tell you a little bit about my mother. So my mother passed over 2.5 years ago now, but it's what's happened since her passing, which has been really remarkable. And I know, you know, doing what I do, the mediumship, you know, you have spirit contact, not so much always on a daily basis, they're always there, but certainly on a weekly and monthly basis, they're around a lot. But so, a little brief description of my mother. She was an animal lover herself. I grew up with dogs, and particularly my dogs. In the years before she passed, especially when she could still drive, she'd come up most lunchtimes and feed the dogs. She'd just scramble eggs for them and whatever it was. She was always here, a couple of hours every lunchtime. Loved the dogs. She was a little old lady. She was 4'11.5" at her peak. Irish. A lot of fire in her belly, I must say that. And yes, she cared very much for the animals. And the main thing with my mother is she was extremely, extremely generous. So not just monetary wise, but mainly with her time, hence the lunch times and whatever else. But if anyone needed her, she was there. And the main thing that she had to do is always contribute to big events. And it's some of these events that since she passed that I wanted to relay to you guys. So if there was a big birthday, wedding, new animal coming, whatever it was, my mother would be there 100%, would be the first person to get whatever was needed for that situation. So she passed in August 2019, back to the world of spirit, and it was a blessing because she'd suffered particularly bad for the last 6 months with dementia. However, I can certainly tell you from what I'm about to tell you that the dementia didn't last very long in the spirit side of life. So the regular routine for my mother was every other Sunday she would come to this house, my place. I'm, I suppose what you'd call the main cook of the family. I've got 3 sisters, but my mother loved my Sunday roast and whatever else I cooked for her. So she'd come every other week. It was always on a Sunday. And we'd have dinner, we'd have a chat and whatever else. And since she passed to the world of spirit, there's been 7 occasions. And on 2 of these 7 occasions, I've had the in-laws here as well to witness it, where myself and my wife Victoria will be at the dinner table in the dining room. And it's always between the hours of 12 and 3. And always when we're actually cooking, not when we've gone to Kentucky Fried Chicken or whatever, got a pizza for a Sunday takeaway. Never that time. Whenever there's something in the oven, we'll be in the dining room sitting there, we'll be talking, and all of a sudden our doorbell will go. Now our doorbell has got one of these electronic tunes. It just goes ding, 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 whatever it is, some funny tune. But on all 7 occasions when this has happened, it wasn't that tune. Somehow my mother, spirit, changed the doorbell back to the old-fashioned ding dong, ding dong. And at this point, like always, the three dogs go loopy, as anyone with dogs would know. Three dogs are crazy. I'll get up to go to the door. The African grey parrot shouts, "Hang on," thinking it's maybe the postman. And I'll go to the door, and every single one of them 7 times I've opened the door, no one there. Always between 12 and 3. So on the first time I could sense it was my mum. So I opened the door, I said, "Come on, mother," and you come. And on all them 7 times, I've gone to my security cameras, and there's one right on the front door, and nothing. No one's been there, not a soul. No one's pressed the doorbell. It's gone off, and it's the old-fashioned one. So that's a little bit of the background about the Sundays, but it's the 4 main events, and there's been loads, there really has, and I'm very, very blessed. But I just want to share them with you this evening, and if you can all take a little bit out of it for your loved ones, and we'll see where we go with the clairvoyance tonight. So the first major thing that was really evident was when we got our baby Rottweiler Loki. So we'd been to see him as a puppy, and this was around mid-October, not last year, the year before. He's 18, 19 months old now. And we've been to see him, we come back, we put the deposit down, and I'm one of these people that likes to prepare. I never like to leave the cupboards bare for myself, my wife, the dogs, or the parrots. I like to have a couple of months' worth of backup food for the animals. That's just me. And so I said to the wife, I said, "Right, the little fella's coming soon. He can't have the same food, obviously, as the 2 bigger dogs. He needs his puppy food," which I've always done. So I put an order in with a big online pet firm, and I ordered 3 of these big sacks of puppy Rottweiler specific Royal Canin dog food. So I put them in, and I think it was something like £189.20. The order went through online. A couple of days later, they said they were delivering. Come home from work, and this is sort of like late October, early November then. And getting home, must have been just gone 6 o'clock. Got out of the vehicle, walks to the door. It's dark, obviously, and there was these 3 big sacks of dog food on the doorstep. Lovely. Took them in, put them away. The following day, comes home from work, similar sort of time. It was dark. Gets out of the vehicle, walks toward the front door. Nearly trips up. There was a further 3 sacks of dog food there on the doorstep. Took them in, and I knew instantly. I thought, if my mother was here, it would have been something for that puppy. She would have to get the dog, either the insurance, the bed, some sort of food, whatever it was, and I knew instantly then. Anyway, no follow-up email, no chasing, nothing to this day was ever done. So he ended up with, plenty of food. So that was the first event. And then about 6-7 weeks later, it was just before Christmas. And I remember thinking, I always get the wife at least 1 perfume, normally 2, maybe 3 sometimes. And I was humming and ahhing with these 2 perfumes, and I went on the stingy side at the end, and I just decided to get her one, and I got the mother-in-law the other perfume that I was going to get for Victoria. So lo and behold, puts the order in with Boots online, goes down to the local Boots, collects the 2 perfumes. That was on the Thursday. On the Saturday afternoon, I'm at home, I get an email and a text message from Boots saying, "Mr. Quigley, will you come and get the rest of your order?" This is very strange. So I went down to the Boots, the young girl came out and said, "Mr. Quigley," hands me a bag. There was the rest of the order. I went out to the car. Lo and behold, it was a duplicate perfume that I got for the mother-in-law, which was the one I was considering getting for the wife as well. So, in other words, my mother had other ideas, and the wife, who she loved very much, was going to get the second bottle of perfume. And on Christmas Day, I told Victoria the story, "Happy Christmas from your mother-in-law." So that's 2 events, and you could be saying, it's quite a lucky fella. Yeah, I wish I could get him to do a bit of my shopping. But there was 2 more. Now, my mother was quite traditional, and she had this thing that when it comes to Christmas, she would get me every year something that I needed or wanted, and I'd always get a pack of 3. She used to work for John Lewis's in Waitrose. I used to get a pack of 3 Calvin Klein pants. So that was her little thing for me. And for my sisters and Victoria, it would always be like a perfume or something they needed, and there'd always be either a pair of socks, a pair of gloves, or a scarf in there. Being winter time, she always had this thing that they had to be kept warm. So if you remember that, number 4 will be quite evident. So number 3 on the big happening list was January 21. We were due to get married, and we did get married last July. So January that year, we decided to start getting the wedding drinks in, because the venue we had a free bar. And so at the end of January, we went down to Costco, and we decided to get 2 trolleys, pack all this stuff in. And the main thing what we got that day was the Prosecco, the wedding drinks or whatever. They do a lovely bottle of Prosecco. It's this Academia, all different colour bottles, and you get 6 in a box. And we got 8 boxes of this Prosecco, and in Costco it's just under £52 a box. So he puts the 8 in, got the rest of the monthly shop, goes to the till, puts it through the till, goes out of the shop, goes through the security. If you go to Costco, you'll know they check the receipts as well. Went through the security, went to the vehicle, packed it away, and at this point I said to Victoria, that was a lot cheaper than I expected it to be. So on the way home, we looked at the receipt, and lo and behold, rather than charging us £52 for a box of this Prosecco, and there was 8 boxes, remember, they charged us £17.21 for some cheap wine. So at that point, I knew straight away again that was my mother's contribution to the wedding, which she would have to have done. As she would say, I'd never go to a wedding or a birthday party or whatever over her dead body, as I was saying, would she ever not contribute, especially for one of her own kids. So that was number 3 of the major events. But the real kicker, and you can say, oh, this Martin Quigley is very lucky with his shopping. The real kicker was number 4. And this happened into November, just gone. And when we got married in July, we got John Lewis vouchers for a few of our neighbours, and we had them on, card vouchers, whatever they are. And we never knew what to do with them. And I don't like wasting any money that people give us in whatever it is. If it's my own money, I don't mind squandering it, but not other people. So we'd had them there since the July. And I said to Victoria, look, it's getting silly now. They're going to rot in the bedside cabinet. We might as well spend them. So it was Black Friday, and this was like November time. And I said to Victoria, right, we've got 3 TVs in this house. One's got a Fire Stick in, the other 2 haven't. So let's get a couple of Fire Sticks. Looks on John Lewis online. Unbelievable. Amazon Fire Sticks on special offer, buy one, get one free. So a right result. So we ordered them, and then we couldn't think of anything else to get. So we decided to get each other an extra Christmas present each. And we decided to get a bottle of perfume, a bottle of aftershave each. So I ordered a bottle of Sauvage, and Victoria wanted a bottle of Gucci Guilty. So we put the order in with John Lewis's. And a couple of days later, it's been delivered. We come home, and we missed the Royal Mail. As we opened the door up, there was the red Royal Mail calling card on the mat of the door. So as I picked it up, it said it's left at number 7 next door. Instantly, one of the neighbours that had contributed towards the vouchers. So as I'm just about to go out and open the door to go next door, doorbell goes, and it's the next door neighbour with this big box in her hand. And I mean a big box. And I said to her, oh, can't believe that. I said, this is what you, your sister, and Mark are number 8 of course. I said, it's only 2 Amazon Fire Sticks and 2 bottles of Smelly. I said, I can't believe the box is that big. And she said, oh no, it's heavy as well. So at this point, I took the box off her, walked down the hallway into the dining room. The wife's in the kitchen doing a salad. And I opened up the box, and to my disbelief, on top there was the dispatch delivery note, and it read, Amazon Fire Sticks ×2, Sauvage ×1, Gucci Guilty times 1, nothing else. Yet there was 2 further items in that box. Couldn't believe it. There was a £9 single pair of John Lewis socks. And as I saw in there was this big long box. And I pulled it out and it said on the box, Dyson. And my immediate thought was, my mother's gone and done it now. She's gone and got Victoria a new Hoover. But when I pulled it out, I realised it wasn't one of these Hoovers. And I quickly looked online. I thought, I've heard of these. And I looked and it was one of these Dyson Supersonic ladies' hair dryers. Everywhere they're £300. So at this point, I called Victoria into the kitchen. And I handed her the box and I said, Happy Christmas from your mother-in-law. So if the socks weren't in there, maybe they made a mistake. The dog food, the Christmas, the wedding, the following Christmas. But for me, if what us mediums do, unless we're extremely lucky day in, day out, week in, week out, if we listen to the spirit world here beside us and we relay the messages from the spirit side of life, then the tired person in the warehouse or the shop can, at times be susceptible to a little Irish lady wanting to get through something to the new animal in the household or the daughter-in-law or whatever else. The moral of the story is, that's not just my mum. My mum's acting exactly the same as she would have done if she was here. She was always up to tricks. But all of your loved ones' spirit side of life are exactly the same, and please let me tell you that for fact. And you might all think, oh, he's extremely lucky, whatever else. If that was the local corner shop and I had a £300 Dyson hairdryer, I would have took that back and gone, there you are, mate. But when it's Costco, Boots, big online pet store, or Amazon, if the spirit world gives us a present or want to, then we're going to take it in. But with that, I just wanted to share it because it was truly, truly remarkable, even for myself that's seen many things as a child. And I thought I'd share that with you this evening because I just want to let you know that all your loved ones are who they are. And I say God bless.
Lovely stories, Martin. Sounds like exactly the kind of person you need on your side, on the other side.
Yeah. 4'11" or not, she was tough as old boots.
Oh, bless her. Oh, how lovely. Okay, Martin, well, would you like to go straight into tonight's messages? Or
of course, mate. Yeah, of course we will. Well, we'll all work together. Most of these guys here, I've seen quite a few of the names in the past. If they want to do the usual thing, we'll work together and we'll come up with what Spirit want to say.
Fantastic. Well, I'll leave it in your hands with our lovely congregation.
Cheers, well. Right, guys. Most of you know the situation. Excuse me for drinking water, but mouth's a bit dry. Okay. Right. So, I'm going to play catchphrase and tune in the radio. I'll relay what I'm getting, feeling, sensing, and we'll see where we go. Let's read. Okay, a little bit more than that, please. Right, I know I've got a gentleman that's joining me here now, and I'm not sure if it's his name or there's something relevant, but I saw, remember the TV program in the 80s and 90s, Rainbow and Jeffrey. So I'm not sure if there's something to do with Rainbow or Jeffrey, the name Jeff or Jeffrey there. Also, I saw like the Millennium Wheel or something to do with a wheel going round, linked with him as well, or you. Something to do with the bridge. I think it was the name Bridge, something bridge in the name of the road, or live by a bridge, but something to do with bridges on about as well. Right. What else are you going to say? Okay. And I also feel he was very, feels like he's quite protective of his loved ones, particularly his the females in the family. That's what it feels like now. So I'm not sure if the name Jeffrey, something to do with rainbow or rainbows, meaningful, something to do with a wheel, like the Millennium Wheel, or something to do with the wheel going on, something to do with the bridge in the name, or living next to a bridge. And I know that this man was quite particular and protective of the women around him. That's what it feels like, especially his very close. I feel there's 2 + 1. I just feel there's something to do with 3 women close to him as well. Really want to understand. So Dominic Lydon. Okay. April came, my dad was Jeffrey. I just know the initial contact was Jeffrey Rainbow. That there. Okay, so your dad was Jeffrey. There must be more to what I've said in the April than just that. Mum, sister, and niece. That sounds right. This is 2 + 1. 2 + 1. Okay. Okay. Michelle, it seems like you've got all the ducks lined up. Michelle, would you understand? I mean, all bear with me, but Michelle, if we go to you, would you understand this gentleman being quite quick-witted as well, and can be a little bit cheesy in some of his jokes as well? Because as I said that all the ducks lined up, I could hear him go quite quack in my mind, almost jokified. So yeah, this sort of like, would you understand his personality being quite jokified, almost a little bit cheesy at times, but quite quick-witted? Does that make sense? Michelle Baker. And the London Eye was what I initially saw. It looked like the London Eye. I know that April said that. Yes, he was funny and would joke a lot. That's what I feel. There was this jokey side to Michelle as well. Okay. Will it make sense to you about a door being left open? Like, you know the saying, Michelle, born in a barn? Because I thought it was Barnsley, so I'm not sure there's a connection to Barnsley, but then I've corrected myself. The expression that used to be used, were you born in a barn, where someone's leaving the front door open. So I don't know if there's a memory there with you or something going around you at the moment, or to do with him and his wife, and that, but there's something to do with, that makes sense at all. Born in a barn, door left open. Yes, he was funny. He would say bingo numbers out loud. My son was born in the year 2000. Yes, he would say it to my mum too. Were you born in a barn? I just know that that's what the saying I did meant. What is that? It's an old saying, this definitely. Do you remember Michelle? Do you remember the sweets now? Tutti Frutti. I've just seen them put in my mind by him. So I'm not sure if it's specific to the sweet itself, Tutti Fruttis, and I remember him when I was younger. I feel he's a bit cheeky as well. When seems really weird. You know what I said when some people say the line, "Oh, he's a bit fruity." So I just, oh yes, he liked them. Perfect. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. 2 fruities. Would you also know with him as well that he had although he was very close to his women, but he would also have a laugh and joke. He was quite liked by other women, as in joking around. He had that sort of like aura that people were at ease with him because the way his personality and his aura was. Does that make sense? It's almost like he had a little twinkle in his eye, Michelle. He had a lot of women friends. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't feel he was like a man's man, always at the pub with the men. I just feel he would mix with women as well. And I felt that he was, you know, feel at ease with him as well. Okay. Michelle, do you know someone that collects like older coins? You just show me. I don't know what it is. It's like an older one of the like a Victorian coin, and the brown ones that are about that big. He's just shown me one of them. So it's something to do with either collecting coins, if you can take that with him, or you, someone directly around you. Something to do with having a few old collected coins. Your dad also, okay. Right, okay. Right. They're getting over to you now, Michelle, and what I'm getting here is, would you understand things are tightening up for you? And I feel there's two factors. I feel like it's sort of like, I think financially maybe things are with a lot of people at the moment. So I'm not trying to be generic, but things are tightening up around you, because I'm seeing like a barge on a canal, and it just feels like what he's trying to show me is that over the last sort of like 2 years, things have sort of like tightened up for you, not just financially, but it almost feels like people around you and stuff. It's tightened up. I know we had the lockdown and whatever else, but I'm just trying to get what he's actually saying. I know there's two factors that things have changed for you. Does that make sense? Slightly more restrictive. Does that make sense? Like a barge on a river. And I just feel, unless the barge on the river, yes, definitely. Okay, brilliant. So I know it's two things he's on about. I think it's slightly with the financial side, and also like, I don't know, it feels like you're not quite as open to everything at the moment, and you're just having to pull yourself in on both sides. But we don't need to know all your personal business, but as long as you can take what he's trying to tell me there as well. He's just showing me he just got in my head now, Michelle, the 18 tune and the 18 truck. I don't know if you remember the black with the red striped truck on it. And he's on about that you could do with the 18 around you at the moment. Does that make sense? So I don't know if you remember him, so to do with the 18, but something in the tune. Maybe if you can hire him and you can find the 18. And it's almost like he wants to hire the 18 for you at the moment. Does that make sense? Yes, laugh out loud. Yeah, he said he could do, if he could, he'd send the 18 round to assist in whatever's going on in your life at the moment. Okay. And would you be aware of the younger male that's spirit side of life as well? The younger male that passed very young. Still very young. Younger male that passed spirit side of life connected to you or him or the family. Does that make sense? Yeah, he does sound the right character, this fella. That's your cousin. I just know that he's mentioning about the younger, significant male that's spirit side of life. Just wants to let you know that the younger male's all good, spirit side of life, and he's keeping an eye on. And excuse the language, it's not language for me, but it's just what I'd imagine he would use. I'm keeping an eye on that little bugger as well. Um, I just know he's full of life, this gentleman. Just wanted to pop in this evening, Michelle, put a smile on your face, because I feel there's been at times over the last couple of years where the smile's not as frequent as he would like for you to be having. And I'm not sure if he ever paid you compliments, Michelle, but he's trying to pay you a compliment now from Spirit Side of Life as well. I know he's got that charming in there, and it's almost like he says, "You still got it, girl. You still got it, girl. You still got it." And yeah, it's a compliment on who you are and how you're looking. Maybe you're not giving yourself enough credit at times, and maybe you've got your own self doubts. But from the Spirit Side of Life, it's nothing but a thumbs up from him to you. So I hope that can help you, Michelle. And I know that all's well over there. And this lovely man is just keeping an eye on you. He would have got in with him. That's it. Wants to lift you up. And I'll say, Michelle, God bless and thanks for working with me. Okay. Little drink, and we'll go on to the next one. Okay. Right. I've got a lady that's joining me now. I think I'm going to be going to another lady, but there's a dog involved. And I'm not sure if the dog passed. I feel I've got mum here. I feel I've got mum here with me now. And I know there's a dog involved. I'm not sure if the dog's just gone to spirit recently, really recent passing, or mum. But I know that the dog and mum are together. And I know that I know that dog and mum are together. Mum's looking after dog. What is that? I know there's a significant, I know father's over there as well. I feel father was a fairly short man, a bit like myself, 5'8" or maybe a little bit less. And I don't know why I'm seeing Popeye. So I'm seeing Popeye as well. So I'm not sure if there was Navy connections to father. And something to do with the forearms. Maybe there's a tattoo on his forearm. But I know there's something to do with this dog that's well loved and well remembered. And I know that either mum or dog's gone recently and they've been reunited and she's looking after dog. And father as well. Life feels a bit of a haze for whoever I'm going to go to at the moment as well. Bit of a haze. There might be a Jim or Jimmy. Not sure if it's a love for Jimi Hendrix. Purple Haze. I don't really know much Jimi Hendrix. I'll just get it in my mind's eye. Or the name Jim or Jimmy is relevant as well. Who am I with? Daniela Gilkison. I'm going to take female and male with tattoos. We recently lost this very much loved dog. It feels like one of them's just only really gone up in the last few months or so. And I just feel there's a lot of that. You're not quite out of that stage that we never forget any of our dogs, but you're not quite out of that pain stage. It's almost like it's still fairly raw. What size of dog? I'd say this dog's about a medium size from what I'm seeing. Medium-ish size type of dog. We're not talking a Great Dane or a thing here. And it looks a little bit shabby-ish, dark from what I initially saw. But I just know the passing has gone recently. Right, so Wendy Adams, my beautiful dog. I have asked for evidence if he's okay. My mum and dad are in spirit. and it was Tiny, my dad. Yeah. Okay. Right. Mia as well. Right. Okay. Right. So Wendy and Mia, I need to be able to split the size with you two. I know Popeye I saw there, and Popeye was then. So right, let's see what I'm going to get asked to split. Very strange. I'm seeing, I don't know why I'm getting this, and I haven't got a clue half the time what I'm talking about, what I'm seeing. It's not for me to know, it's for you guys. The gentleman showed me a 50p piece. I don't know why. Something to do with a 50p piece. So we've got, cool. I'm going to have to really split this. Any of you, so you've got Daniela, Wendy, and Mia. So you collect the 50p's, okay? Any of you two know anything to do with 50p's? I just had the gentleman just shown me 50p's. Okay. I need to ask more. God, this is a real hard one here now. Right. Okay. Come on, you lot up there. Let's see what you're doing. Right. I just know the gentleman had something to do with signals. I'm not sure if he had something to do with the train track, signals, knew someone who worked at the train track to do with the signals, or would make signals out of his hands. But it's just something to do with signals with this man. I'm not sure if he could do some sort of sign language or make things up with his hands or something to do with signals. Just know that this was something to do with this man. So Mia, I can't take the 50p, okay. So we're down to Daniel Wendy. Right, can any of you two take about this because we need to split this man? Right. Okay. So Danielle, will he have the train set with all the little signal platforms that he used to, the lights and whatever? That would make sense. So Wendy, stay with us because they're both very similar. Your information. I need to split this between the meeting and get it more, but I know it's something to do with the signals. So if you had the train set that you loved, stay with there, Wendy. But if I work with, okay, let's work with Danielle. Okay, because that was the last thing I need to split you with. So you must be able to take the dog. Yes, I just know that I'm seeing the dog that's passed recently. And would you understand it's still quite raw, Daniela? Because I just feel with this dog passed. And I just saw the dog, bless him, and up there going the dog. I know that this lady is very, very raw. That's right. Okay. Just want to know if the specific was to let you know, whoever I was going to, is to let you know the dog is fine, in very good hands, exactly where you asked for him to be. Does that make sense? Because you must have asked for him to go to this lady. Does that make sense? I just feel there's two ladies with him, one specific, another one there, and there's a gentleman to the side. So two ladies, and he's been fussed over. This is what I want to tell you. Okay, lovely. Now, Daniel, there's something to do with the snow. I think it might be the snow and the dog. I don't know. There's some sort of memory of something happened in the snow with this dog. I don't know what they're trying to get through to me. There's something to do with there's a scene I've just seen. I know it's winter time, there's snow, and we don't get it often. But it must have been something to do with laughing and joking and things happening with this dog around the snow. Some sort of good memories, not the sad memories that's going around you now from the loss of the dog. The dog loved the snow. Okay. Just know the happy times. I just know that I can just see the dog like going nuts in the snow. And I know it's something to do with that. But it's the smile on your face, not so sad, because know that the excitement in the dog is the excitement this evening, knowing that he's been spoken about. But yeah, he's ever so fine, spirit side of life, if that makes sense to you. Okay, right. What we're going to go with now. I don't know why I'm getting this, Daniela. This makes sense. Okay. I don't know if you can take the Simpsons for any reason. I get some crazy stuff they use in energies in my mind. So I don't know if there's something to do with Marge, Margaret, or whatever. Margaret, Marge, or something to do with the Simpsons going on at the moment. Right. Okay. Corrected. Would you know the lady in Spirit Side of Life that suffered an illness before passing to the Spirit Side of Life? And you know when you get yellow jaundice, where the skin goes a bit yellow, because it's like it's the kidneys or are playing up. Would that make sense to you, Daniela? I've just been corrected there when I'm on about the Simpsons, and I know it's something to do with this jaundice side of it. They get it through to me. Really crazy. But would you take that female that had this condition? You understand? Yes, because I just know that she wants to be known as well. So there's further evidence to let you know that she's all well and back to full bloom. And something to do with flowers for her as well. Jaundice is the river. Brilliant. So something to do with flowers as well. So I'm not sure if they're meaning that. Okay, there must be something coming up very soon or around now. Anniversary for you, Daniela. Something going on. Anniversary, birthday, or something coming up very shortly. Because I just know there's a bunch of flowers as well. They're showing me as well. Does that make sense, Daniela? So it just happened or just coming up? So I feel that I need to give you a bouquet of flowers for you or someone from Spirit. Are you there, Daniela? It was her anniversary last month. I know it's recent. Okay, perfect. I know I'm just seeing this now, so I'm not sure if you bought her flowers or whatever, but I know that's been put in my mind's eye. Would you understand why I'm getting, in the pub you get the beer mats, the old-fashioned ones, the cardboard beer mats. Gentleman's just showing me a beer mat. We went and laid some flowers for her. Perfect. That's what she's on about. My mind, as long as you know what it is, she's just mentioning these flowers that was done. So just know that they were received with, okay, right. They were received with much love. Okay, so much love back to you for the flowers. My brothers used to collect them. Okay, perfect. I just know that for some reason he was showing me the old-fashioned beer mats. Right, why are they here? You got to get a move on, Daniel. The gentleman was actually saying you need to get your arse in gear for some reason. I don't know why, but it's almost like you need to get things organised. Would you understand why the gentleman here is now? It's almost like he's trying to give you a kind kick up the bum. Something that needs to be done, and you're semi just letting it sit there and not really dealing with it. Does that make sense? Right, okay. Right. You understand this gentleman would always black or white, black or white, black or white. Make your bed, lie in it. He's saying, make your bed, lie in it. Make your choice and get on with it. I just feel that it's almost like what he's saying is time is of the essence, and don't leave it too much longer, because I don't know, he just wants you to get a move on with what you're doing. Oh yes, definitely. I just know that he's just trying to push you along to make that choice, whatever it is. You know what it is. I haven't got a clue, but he's saying he just wishes you can get on with it now. And right, there's something to do with, there's something happening within the next 2 weeks as well. So I don't know if you can take that, Danielle. Something to do with the next 2 weeks. He wants you to get it completed or sort it out in the next 2 weeks, or there's something coming up for you within the next 2 weeks, because he's going on about within the next 2 weeks, please. Things have got to happen. He hated people dragging their feet. That's exactly what I'm with him here now, and I can just feel that immensely. And he just wants you to deal with it now. Okay. I'm not sure if you're aware of. Obviously, you know the recording artist Phil Collins. I think there was a track he did called "The Land of Illusion." So I'm not sure if there's something specific to Phil Collins or this gentleman or you, but also the word illusion. And I know that what he's saying is, would you understand that there's been 1 or 2 people around you recently, Daniela, that have baffled you, and it's almost like they're not the people that you thought they were, because it feels like what he's saying is that I'm not even sure if it's like they've let you down. It feels like it's always like you saw him in a different light. There's 1 or 2 people that you've seen in a different light lately that he's on about. This sort of like illusion that they had, and now you've seen them in a different light, because he certainly has. This is what he's saying. Something to do with 1 or 2 people. Okay, yes, I think it's gone. Yeah, well, he's aware of it. As long as you understand, he's aware of it, because he's on about this illusion, and then almost like a disillusion of you witnessing the change of act or whatever with these 2 people. Anyway, just know the main reason connecting tonight was the initial contact. As soon as I saw the lady, obviously the gentleman's been coming in more now as well, the dog, and I just know that this must be still raw, and certainly when I ever lose any of my animals, them first few months, 6 months, is horrific, and just rest assured that he's having fun again. Love the snow. That's just his way of confirming to you, and know that he's in good hands, spirit side of life, exactly where he needs to be. And please, okay, he wants you to, yeah, okay. He wants you to get on with things now. He knows there's love there. He feels it from you all the time. Dogs feel it as much as us humans do. So please take his love, and know that he's forever thankful for all you did for him. But just know that not to worry anymore. Worry about yourself. Okay. Hopefully this made sense to you tonight, Daniela. As I say, as a medium, I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but I just know that it was a dog that was most important tonight to come through for you. And if anyone else have lost animals recently can take a bit from that, then please do. Sigh of relief, right. I know the gentleman here is just wandering off. There's just this, it's almost like a Mickey taking sigh. And I'll leave that love with you, Daniel, and say God bless. Thanks for working on me. Right. Let's go on to the next one. Right. I know that the initial connection, I've got a lady here. This is what I'm going to go with. I've got a lady here that loved tennis. particularly like the Wimbledon sort of things. And it's very strange. I know at Wimbledon they have, and I'm just going to go with what she's showing me. I know when you go to Wimbledon, which I've never done, that's semi on the bucket list, that you have the strawberries and cream in that there. But I feel there must be memories of this lady liking watching the tennis. Maybe she actually went herself. You can confirm it yourself. But eating strawberries in her lounge watching Wimbledon, like she's there, but she's not. But she's still eating the strawberries watching Wimbledon. So I just feel there's that side to this lady, and I'm not sure if it's the son or the husband. Would watch it as well, but also a lover of the usual football. So there'd be some sort of football thing analogy in there as well. But I know the initial is there. What do you mean? I'm not sure if the name Ash or Ashley is apt as well, or something to do specific to do with the ashes. The ashes. A lady here. Can anyone take this lady as well? Might be so either Ash or Ashes, and a Sue. Sue or Susan could be connected. I know that maybe going back into the 80s, you might have memories of her watching Dallas, because I'm not sure if it's the name Sue or Sue Ellen. So I've got flashes of Dallas there as well. So can anyone take this lady? So it's quite a bit in there now, and I've probably forgotten a lot of it. But loving the tennis, either going there in the strawberries and cream, or memories of in the lounge even it. My mother used to work at one selling strawberries and cream. Oh, okay. My cousin loved the tennis. She used to say, "Oh, right." Ashley was my daughter. No, doesn't feel quite right, Jackie. I might be wrong. So Karen, so Ashley was your daughter. My auntie loved playing tennis, family did. Karen, can you take anything to do with, I don't know, is auntie or mother, spirit side of life, Karen? Something to do with either the name Sue connected or something to do with Dallas. Any of that can you take, Karen? God, they're really making it hard tonight, aren't they? So you can take Sue and you can take Dallas. Okay, Karen, let's try with you. Everyone else stay with us, but let's see where we can go, Karen King. So, is there connections to Karen? Is there oh, your mum's friend was Sue. Okay, so mother's spirit side of life. Is that right, Karen? Let's get all this straight now. Iron it all out. Oh, Sue Ellen. Ah, okay. Don't make perfect, because I was wondering why I got so mother's spirit side of life. Sue's her friend. Sue Ellen. So Ellen is there. And what? And Ashley was your daughter. Okay. What's a jamboree? I've heard it before. My mind's not quite. Just hearing the word jamboree. They're having a jamboree over there. What is a jamboree? What's that having? Jamboree. Is that some kind of party going on over there? I feel like they're celebrating something, Karen. I feel like they're celebrating something around you. Some sort of. It is a party. Okay. Jamboree. That was the name I heard, and it was a bit different rather than just saying party. But I know they're celebrating something, spirit side of life, Karen. So would you understand there's something that they're watching? Ah, your dad used to do Scout Jamboree, because it was Jamboree, not party. So perfect that Father has used that name. So I just heard the words Jamboree. So brilliant stuff. I just know there's a whole load of them over there, Karen. Does that make sense to you? And I feel there's something worth celebrating going on around you at the moment. Has there been news around you, Karen, either yourself or someone in the family. Ah, perfect. That makes sense. I just know they're getting this sorted and they're celebrating this event. So that would make sense, being 18 and becoming the man he is to be. The man he is to be. Okay, would you understand there was a bit of concern about your son? I don't know if he's a little bit of a tearaway or not so quite good at school. Something a bit of a concern, but I just know they're celebrating also the man he used to be, to become, because he's not going to be a failure and he is going to make something of himself. There's very much hope from the spirit side of life for your boy. Does that make sense? I just know there's loads of them, Karen. Also, your anniversary. I know there's a big celebration going on, so just know that even if you're not partying that hard at the moment, they certainly are. Yeah, there's something to do with your boy. So I'm not sure what it was, a bit of a concern for him growing up that he wasn't going to quite get what he needed, or he's a little bit lapsed at this or that. But I just feel that things are going to come together, or they're coming together. And I know there's immense hope, almost like a celebration of his 18, and for the man, they said to me, the man he is to be. The man he is to be. So I hope that makes sense to you. The man he is to be. It's something to do with he's going to give something back. It's something he's going to give back to people in time. I don't know what it is. Yes, Tearaway diagnosis was awesome. Bang a race and now build a car. But I think there's more to come from him, Karen. I don't think him smashing cars around the track is fully it. Autism yet, so I can understand both things they were telling me, ties in what you're saying. But I feel there's big hope for him, more than even you. He was in court more than school yet. But I feel, all right, it's really strange, but I'm hearing the words, it will be the making of him eventually. And I feel, and it's not immediately, for some reason in my mind's eye, they're showing me 25, Karen, and you might see me on the church circuit or something in 7 years and go, no, he's still just smashing cars around the track. But I feel somewhere around that time, there's hope down the line that he's going to give back and he's going to help in some way or form. But all this early life stuff is going to make him the man he is to be. Yeah, keep pushing him, encouraging him, be strong with him. Even though he's turning 18, they're saying be strong with him. It's not to get everything his own way, but he will. There's something going to mature in him, and he's going to give back, and it's going to be very positive. Okay. Okay, now the print. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I just feel he's going to give back. So whether he's going to train a load of young lads and be very passionate about that, which is, if you're a teacher in life, that's valuable. And I know that you had that, early life, whatever, that he can draw on. And but I've said this many a time: the spirit side of life, they don't look at the Cristiano Ronaldos, the famous footballers, the Lewis Hamiltons, the Roger Federers. They don't look at them anymore. They, spirit side of life, love and respect the teachers, the nurses, and the helpers of this world. So I know that there's a lot of hope for your boy, and I know that they're celebrating all that's going on in and around you at the moment, and particularly the words were the man he is to be. Hope you can take something from that, Karen. I'm going to try and slip a quick one in afterwards, if I can, if Rob lets me do a quick one. But thanks for working with Karen. Hopefully, your brain was scratch. Yeah, perfect. And thanks for working with Karen. I'm going to try and get another one in to say God bless. Let's see if I can take one quick one. Okay. I know I'm being drawn by a lady now, and I've got a lady here, and it's almost like I've got a semi-mirror image of my mum, and I know we started with my mum, but I feel she's probably mum that we've got here now. And my mum used to love watching the afternoon, early evening TV and the quiz shows. And she'd be like talking to the telly, and saying that she could get on the show and do as good as most. And I've got a lady here similar to that. You have memories of, it feels like mum, that would watch the TV and like the quiz shows. Um, you know, I'm not so much the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but that's in my mindset. And also the stuff like, what's the Noel Edmonds one with the boxes? That sort of program, and watching things like that. So I just know I've got a lady here that you remember of loving them sort of shows. I just feel that she wasn't as mobile towards the end, a bit like my mum. Maybe the legs had weakened or out of use a little bit. Okay. Things didn't flow at the end for this lady. I think there might have been, I'm not sure it's her or someone else around you, something to do with the speech. I'm not sure if there was a stroke or something as well towards the end linked as well. That makes sense to anyone in the room. Deal or no deal? Well, thanks for that, yeah. Countdown, all that sort of stuff, yeah. Thanks, Karen. You can take reassurance from that. I'm blessed. Right. Fiona Rose from my mum loved it. Okay, so I just know that whoever I'm with, something to do with not being as mobile. I feel like there must have been some sort of like, almost like a stroke thing, a slowing down from mother who loved the TV, Deal or No Deals and stuff, slowing down, but it feels like there's sort of like almost like she had a bit of a funny turn. So I don't know if it's a stroke sort of thing or whatever. And I just feel after this funny turn or fall or whatever it was, that she was never quite the same. I know that the legs weren't quite as right. And I feel that her voice didn't quite flow talking wise after that as well, if it makes sense. Or near the end, the voice wasn't as it was. Right, your mum had many strokes and she loved that. Okay. Right, I just know I'm going to go with Fiona. Let's roll with Fiona because I know we haven't got much time. So Fiona, I just feel Deal or No Deal and stuff like that, the countdowns and whatever else. And your mum must have been getting quite involved with it. I feel like she'd be there and she'd be really well engrossed in this stuff on the TV. Took a lot of comfort from being there and joining in with Noel Edmonds and whoever else. I just feel that there was something to do with the strokes and not quite the legs weren't the same. I'm not sure if I can. I don't feel that I can walk as well, certainly, if not at all, unless I'm aided. And I know that the speech was definitely not flowing there either, which would make sense with strokes. Okay, so that makes sense there now. I don't know why she's giving me lemon curd. So I don't know if that makes sense, like lemon meringue pie, lemon curd, something to do with that, Fiona. I don't really know. I know I made a jam sponge in the microwave this afternoon. It took me 20 minutes to weigh it all out and wash it in the microwave and for dessert. I just that there now. Something in custard there as well, quite generic. But I just feel something to do with custard, banana and custard. Like banana and custard, I don't know what it is. Right. Don't know what lemon curd. Right, let's roll. What else have we got here? So, what I'm getting from Mother here, and if I'm right, Fiona, it's almost like there was something that you wanted her to say to you, and she never did at the end. We can, I could get it the wrong way around, but I don't think I am. I feel like there was something in particular you would have loved her to say to you at the end, but she never did. It was almost like, that makes sense, yeah. Because a lot of the time it's where we don't say something to that loved one at the end and we missed our chance, even though they can hear everything we're saying and thinking. But I just feel that mother, there was one particular thing she wanted, you wanted her to say to you, and she didn't. Right, okay. I'm just going to go with it as well. The obvious thing, and I feel that that's in there as well, is that I don't know what sort of relationship the two of you had. Right. But this is exactly what I wish I didn't. Me and my twin were bound as babies. Yeah. Okay. So this makes total sense now because she never said at the end she loved you. If you can take that, I know from spirit side of life now, when we all cross over to the spirit side of life, we can see everything that happens in our lives, why, what reasons, who you really are. And she's trying to go give you the credit and apologize. Yeah. So you understand, Fiona, that she's now trying to build a bridge. If you bear with me now, she's trying to build a bridge to you from the spirit side of life with an olive branch, but she can see who you are, and what you've done and achieved and become in your life, you know, all without what she should have given you. She should have assisted you with. We're not all born with fantastic mothers like my mother. Some was a blessed, some was a not. But I just know that she's holding the olive branch out and she's ever so sorry because she's seen everything you've gone through and who you've become. And she's trying to give you immense credit for what you've done, your dealings in life, and how you handle around your own family. And I just know that she wants to say she loves you from the spirit side of life, something that she didn't say. And yeah, if you could possibly take that in, she's saying, to some degree, because there's a lot of shortcomings there. Yeah. And even if there's a couple of planks of the bridge repaired, she's immensely happy because, yeah, she just wants to give you the credit for who you are, and you've done a wonderful job with everyone else around you, despite what you weren't given at the start of your life. And she wishes if she could turn back time, but we're dealing with what it is. And she just wants to say, I'm ever so sorry, but I do love you. You are my child. And I wish I could have given you a better start in life, but you have shown character to deal with what you've done in life. And yeah, okay. It's almost like she wants to shake my hand. So I feel that she had problems showing her emotions. It's lovely, Fiona. I feel that she had actual problems showing her emotions as well. So it's almost like she's got that a bit of a male personality to her that she wants to shake my hand for relaying this evening, which is my absolute pleasure. But I just know that if, you know, she's saying if there's a part of the bridge built, then she's immensely happy and proud. And anyway, I'll leave her love with you. And she was cold, yeah. She sees all now, remember. And if there's a slight bit of forgiveness, she's immensely happy. What was that last thing you wanted me to say? I don't know what's going on around you else, Fiona. She's trying to give you like a push. You can accept it now. I don't know if there's something going on around you where you've got to be brave and go forward with something going on around you, directly around your mouth. I don't know what she's on about, but she's just trying to show, giving you a push of strength that makes sense to you whatsoever. But she's just trying to say, no matter what happened from spirit side of life, she's doing what she can for you to succeed in life. So you've got her blessings, and just know that for all her shortcomings, spirit side of life, she will do what's good for you. Yeah. God bless you, Fiona. Thanks for working me. A little bit of a different one at the end, but this is life. We are who we are. My mum was who she was. Your mum is who she was. But when they cross the spirit, they can see the error of their ways. So thank you so much to everyone for working with me. It's obviously very different online, and I'm blessed, and God bless all of you with the week ahead, and hopefully I'll get the chance to work with more of you in the future. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Martin. Very special one to end on there, wasn't it? Very emotional. Hope you're okay, Fiona. Okay, we'll go to Frank's cards and we'll come back to you for the closing prayer, Martin, if that's all right. Perfect. Okay, friends, lovely evening there for Martin, as it always is with Martin. Let's see what Frank's got for us this week with his 3 cards for the week ahead. Here we go.
Good evening. Our first crystal tonight is the Citrine, and with that goes the card for the elephant, a symbol of justice. The elephant we see on this card holds on his trunk the scales, and this is a symbol of fairness and justice being done for all. He represents a wise and knowledgeable creature who lives for a great time, and during his lifetime he acquires great knowledge and great experience, which he can impart to those around him in order to help them with their own lives and problems. And if you've chosen this card, I feel that maybe you have perhaps come through a time when things have not been as clear as they might be, and you are looking now for a just and fair settlement to the situation. The elephant roams the plains in great numbers and lives in a herd, and each herd has its structure and each one has its wise leader. And this card is asking you now that you look for that person in your herd, in your community. You look for that person who has lived perhaps a longer life than you have now, who is full of knowledge and wisdom that they have gained during their life. And you should now seek this person out and ask their advice on what you should do next on your pathway, and trust what they tell you. Remember, they may well have seen the situation you're in many times themselves, and will be better positioned than you are to know how to deal with it and how to find a fair and just solution to the problems surround you. I hope that's very good advice for somebody. And our second crystal is the rose quartz, and if you've chosen the rose quartz, then the card that goes with that is the dragonfly. The dragonfly has been on Earth for over 150 million years. It was here before the dinosaurs. It has not evolved much since those times, except to become smaller in size. In terms of skeleton and body structure, it has not evolved at all. And so the lesson we learn from this card is that when we look at the dragonfly, we see he is very much a creature who feels that if what you've got is working for you, if what you've got serves your purpose, then don't seek to change it unless you really need to. He looks at himself and thinks, well, this has served me for 150 million years and will continue to do so for a long time yet. And so it asks you to look at your life, not just you as a person, but the world around you and the life you live in and the way you conduct yourself. It says, acknowledge that there are things that may need change, but if, like the dragonfly, there are many things around you, many things about you that are serving you well, and do not change them for the sake of change. Ask yourself, do I need this change, or will what I've got continue to serve me for a long time yet? A very important card, I feel, with a lot of advice within it. And it's telling you that maybe there is someone in your life who has greater knowledge and wisdom than you, that perhaps you should seek out and trust before you make decisions about what you are about to do next. I hope that's helped. Our third crystal is the amethyst, and if you've chosen the amethyst, then the card for you is the bunting. We look at this card and we see a beautiful bird perched on the exit from its cage. We look at the cage and we see that the door is open. And the world is waiting for this young bird to emerge. And if we look at our lives, there may be times when we feel trapped, we feel caged, we feel unable to take that step towards freedom. And this card tells us that now may be your time. Now is the time when you need to be brave, you need to be bold. Be prepared to spread your wings and show them to the world. Be prepared to make that leap of faith. Free yourself from what is constraining you and restricting you, and fly into the sky and show your beauty to the world. And we look at this card and we see this bird poised now for his exit into the world. And he looks above him and he sees other birds. He sees the older bird and he sees some younger birds, and he sees them perched on a branch, ready for the life that's being offered them. And he looks at himself and he feels he has a desire to join them. And maybe you feel like this. Maybe you feel that others are more successful and doing better than you. Well, if you sit on the edge of your cage and you don't make that leap, then they will. So the message is take that leap. Free yourself from the constraints that surround you and join the other birds high up on the branch above. Fulfill your dreams, seek out what is there for you, and enjoy life to the full. Three very nice cards there today, and a lot of good advice on them. Quite a pattern of advice through all cards there, I think. And I hope you will find those, many of you will find those helpful to you. Thank you for listening to me.
Lovely, thank you, Frank. Okay, let's wrap up tonight's service. We'll go back to you, Martin, for the closing prayer and then the closing Vesper. Over to you.
Okay, if you'd like to join me in the closing prayer. Divine Spirit, Father God, we give thanks for this evening, for the blessings, memories and love shown, knowing that none of us here in attendance this evening are ever alone. Every single one of us is truly blessed, and our loved ones are just encouraging us from the spirit side of life to grab the bull by the horns in life, move forward, do the best we can, and one day we'll see each other again. Good night. God bless. Amen.
Well, I'd also say a big thank you to Martin for tonight's service and for the extended stint he did, Martin, earlier on, coming on earlier, and that message at the end there as well. So thank you for that. Thank you to Lainey Bain, who's our medium in church tonight, and thank you to Frank for chairing in church. Thank you to Peter for doing the Bible reading, although we didn't see that online. I know you would have done that in church. And thank you again, Frank, for your cards, as always. Thank you everyone for watching. We hope you can join us next week at the same time, but have a good week. Good night.